I'm trying something new. And I was in the middle of watching somebody's live. And they keep getting harassed. And if you know me, I don't like people harassing people. So I sent the link, the pair link, to them. You can see I'm operating a whole nother phone here. And I believe, let me turn the volume down. I believe that if I pair with this person being harassed, they have to try to kick me. You understand that? Right now, I'm just waiting to see if they'll join. So they'd have to kick me out of my life and not her life. And she can do what she needs to do through my life if she needs to. That's how cool of a guy I am. I'll just sit back and watch who's watching for her. So I'm going to sit and wait for a little bit to see if she joins, because it's kind of difficult to send the link unless you have their email address. And I had to do it through a different form. So it's like, would have to be like a copy and paste the link from one platform to another platform from a message. So I'm just going to sit here. Haven't had much to do, let alone the cost of living. You know what I mean? The cost of living on my end sucks. Okay? So for anybody that's going to pop in and want. I can smoke cigarettes and live on here. Oh, I didn't do my hair and I didn't shave. Maybe I should shave. I'm sitting shave and alive. People can watch me shave. I can watch myself through the live and shave. So yeah, I've been being, how do you want to call it? Media blocked on here by YouTube. See, I can do this because I know YouTube is probably watching. This is live. So if I live the things that happen, because I can record with that phone and show you on this phone what's actually happening. And I've done it before. And then they fix things because I call them out. Views on shorts. People, I had one short yesterday and I sent back feedback. The percentage, check this out. The percentage on YouTube Studio said it was over 571 exactly. Usually that you get that type of percentage when you have like over 1 million views, well over 1 million views. The last time that happened, it had 1,200 in KZ clips. I found that a couple weeks later, searching Google. Somebody, some useless pile of trash from overseas took my whole entire YouTube page and put it on something that can be broadcasted through Chromebooks KZ clips on Chromebooks, and students, kids everywhere. That's the way they cheat to watching YouTube when they're in high school and everywhere else. And it gets broadcasted everywhere. I think in Russia. So they seem to have more subscribers than I do. Okay. I was kind of pissed off about that. So because I can't, well, this account can cut from right here, even with all the privacy settings off that you normally could do. For some reason, this Burb Life account can cut from no matter what setting you have on this account. It's still cut from. That's what YouTube does to you. They do that on purpose. So if I don't want this cut from, because I've done it and enjoyed it a little bit, but then again, you stop enjoying it when somebody from overseas steals your whole name, pretty much. And YouTube allows it. It's called short sampling. You turn short sampling off on all content in this profile. Another Burb Life account can cut from no matter what. It just, YouTube says, hey, you can cut from. Who gives a shit? You know what I mean? Even though your settings are what? So I know I haven't put anything up in obviously my end comes in good, and I'm looking at myself clear as day, and this comes in fuzzy. So I'm seeing if these people or this person will join, and I have more subscribers than they do. And if they do that, you can team up with other YouTubers. Pretty much, it's the new feature that probably isn't really being used very well. So that another reason what I basically explained is why I haven't really been showing my dogs. And then my Lifted Burb page for my dogs is just obsolete, faded out, no views on it. And I've said it before on there that you get likes and then people that want to hurt your page for no reason will deliberately do things to hurt your page. If you understand that here on YouTube, they go on TikTok and they deliberately do things to hurt your page on TikTok. There's a problem with that. People like me should be able to stop these people from affecting our pages. It should be, which I like TikTok. Didn't think I would. Okay. The thing that's a pain in the ass is TikTok. If I'm viewing somebody and report them for any bullshit, stupid reason for no reason, they could get their account back. Do the people reporting it get looked at? No. That's the problem with TikTok. Then again, there are too many trolls on TikTok. Too many keyboard warriors on TikTok. And they don't get their accounts. They Oh, I'm just gonna make another email. You know what I mean? No IP blocked. You know what I mean? You understand this? No IP blocks on that device where you just ain't gonna. Nope, it ain't happening again. That's what needs to happen. To teach people to not talk trash to people in comments. That's what needs to be given to people, is eliminating the garbage people. I don't know, they're just negative. You know what I mean? Why I'm trying to invite this person, you know what I mean? Well, I'm showing you this. Why I'm trying to invite this person is because I sat and watched a live, gets bashed and screwed with on TikTok just because TikTok rules. Comes on here to do a live, some asshole or some government asshole has a great deal of problem with the person and screws up their live on here. Okay, now I'm pissed because I watched 2 different lives just go private for no goddamn reason for community guidelines. Set in place for no reason. Other people on YouTube, this would be the reason why. Other people on YouTube can post 50 BMG Barrett 50 cals blasting things. All this woman was doing is a live cleaning a gun. Now, anybody that's going to watch this, I have never seen a gun grow legs and run around and start shooting people. Never. I've never fucking seen a gun grow goddamn legs and run around shooting people. The ass backwards motherfuckers with their ass backwards thinking. There's a thing in place called constitutional rights. The ones that Karens that cry about a gun. Maybe you're blaming the wrong thing. Because I've never seen a gun grow legs and run around and shoot anybody. There's, you know what I mean? If this bushing could grow legs and wipe somebody out, eliminate them, it's this bushing's fault, right? But if I threw this thing and hit somebody in the goddamn dome with it, killed them with it, it's not my fault. It's the bushing's fault, right? That's what the world's coming to nowadays. If this deodorant, if I use this deodorant to wipe somebody out, to wipe the stink off my armpit, it's not my fault for sweating. Deodorant's fault. That's how stupid the fucking world is. It's getting annoying. Some of these people with their ass backward thinking need to be, you know what I mean? They should have never took away spankings. You know what I mean? Hands down, they should have never took away spankings. Some people, even adults, some adults need to be like spanked, literally. The hippie, you know what I mean? The hipster thinking is just ass backwards. The green energy thinking is just ass backwards, because all in reality, you could try to live a complete green life. Something that you wear, your clothing had oils in it. It was created with oil. Think of that. Your skin. If you have a problem with your skin, creates oils. You know, you have a problem with fuel. Your skin does create oils. That's how you get zits. I don't think this person's going to join. It would be a good thing for her, you know what I mean? Because if you can do a split, Ain't gonna give out names because you know what I mean. I didn't know they were gonna join. Maybe if they joined, I don't think they can join. Then again, I don't know if anybody else can see it other than subscribers to this. They might just sit back and read subtitles. Maybe I should turn subtitles completely off, so you got no choice to view things. Some people just, you know what I mean, have a very bland way of thinking. So these other accounts that I have, and I will bring that up because I do have multiple different accounts, and you get on this one, you get 15 people, 15 accounts, and they're subscribed to me that do nothing but dislike anything that comes immediately, trying to affect my page. Do you understand? You know what I mean? Why? Why? Because you think you're better than me? Literally, I got 1,300,000 views. You can do that and think you're affecting my page. And every time they come in and, oh, you know what I mean? Let's hit them 15 times with 15 different emails, dislikes. Guess what? They did that multiple times. And then they're trying this trick. Let's subscribe, then unsubscribe. Let's subscribe, then unsubscribe. Let's subscribe and unsubscribe. You don't think I don't see that on my end? You don't think it does not show on my end that you're doing that? Think about it. I have options that your normal YouTube does not have. I'll show you the options that I have if you really want to see. It's like literally, who do you think you are? You know what I mean? Literally, I don't have to show it with this account because I'm using it right now. But I'll show you with a different account. The ability that you have. Some people are just so stupid. Okay. That. If you could read it backwards. YouTube Studios. And comments. Guess what you can do with comments? Some people don't know this because they're used to trolling on other, I mean, internet bashing and internet bullying. If you say something to me in a comment, and the reason my comments are turned off is because what YouTube allows, if I'm subscribed to you, okay, when I comment to you, it shouldn't be other people talking back to me that I'm not subscribed to. I don't care, especially ones that don't even have a YouTube page. Why? Because they're trolls anyway. They're gonna troll you. So YouTube Studios, through comments, the reason I turn them off is because I'm just saving myself one step from doing what I'm gonna do to you if you hit me with a shit comment. And I've said it before on here. You hit me with a shit comment, I'm gonna automatically ban you. Why? Because I have the privilege to it. And guess what? When you do that through YouTube Studios, through a comment, when you're keyboard warrior, you know what I mean? Oh, you to slay this guy. Everybody's going to see it and I'm going to get some kind of gratitude. No, you're not. No, you're not. Why even waste your time commenting? Because if you hit somebody on YouTube with a shit comment, guess what? There's a thing I'm about to show you. Well, I don't think I can actually show you on here because I have the comments turned off on that one too. It's called, when you comment and you go to your YouTube dashboard or studios and it's registered comment, it'll say hide user from page. And when that is hit, guess what? You can still watch the stuff, but your comments are never going to get through, no matter what you say. And nobody else can read it. You know what I mean? That's one good thing about YouTube. One good thing about YouTube. Just helping people realize that. You know what I mean? Some people, oh, I don't care. I get hit with them kind of comments. I don't care. Well, I don't care about you either. You know what I mean? You know that when you're on other people's stuff. You know, I'm talking to someone, and this has happened with that guy. I buy shit from that guy. Think about this. I buy shit from that guy. And you get, all you do is ask a question. And that guy shows how big of an asshole he actually is. And you didn't even say nothing bad at all. All I added is ask a question. Hey, you know what I mean? I don't believe that this type of vehicle might be the same kind of vehicle, but not the same engine that everybody else is running. And it should be in class. Normally, that's what happens when you race. It was a race. Things when you race should be in class. You're not going to race a rice burner against a full-blown pro street car. You know what I mean? It's never going to win, ever. Never. And all I did is say it was a diesel. And they're running truck bogs. And you just watch, I understand what he was telling me. It's just the fact of the matter. Somebody throws their shit words in and never gives anybody a chance to explain why they said what they said. And I said, but I don't believe a diesel should be in a fast bog race. I really don't. You know what I mean? Hands down. Anybody can disagree with me about that. It should be in class. It should be in a diesel class. Why is it running against a gas power class? Do they do that in tractor pulls? Do they put gas power trucks, stock trucks, versus the diesels in there? That, you know what I mean? Does that make any sense? The diesel's going to put out more torque no matter damn what. And the thing is, there's a difference too. There's different types of torque. That's what people forget. You can build a badass Cummins with all kinds of power and torque. But guess what? It might not be able to do jack shit no matter what in mud. That's why I said in class. You know what I mean? That's what I was talking about. But because you buy shit, don't buy shit from people. Literally, I'm stuck with a fucking hat from a dick. But guess what? I'm going to unstitch that. I'm going to put my motherfucking goddamn logo on it. All I wanted is the color of the hat. And I'm never going to watch that guy's shit ever again. Literally. Never. I'm never going to watch busted knuckle films. Busted knuckle films. Never going to watch their shit ever again. I'm never going to watch Whistling Diesel shit ever again. I'm never going to watch Mr. Beast stuff ever again. Diesel Dave. I caught on to him a long time ago. He tells people, this guy tells people about his previous life. Like, oh, you know what I mean? I started here. This didn't work. Started here, there, moved here. Convinced this guy's mechanics to work with me over here. And then we moved over here. Okay, dude, you can't pay rent. You know what I mean? That's understood. I caught on to that right away. You couldn't pay rent. Nothing worked out for you. And you kept conning people the whole way down the line. And then you get big on YouTube and throw it in people's face, and people are too blind to understand it. I'm not blind. I literally ain't. Look at where I'm at. I live in a shithole. And I understand that motherfuckers are blind. You know what I mean? I don't con people to gain. It's worthless in the end. Especially if you get caught on it. Because I know people, famous fucking people, that people, you know what I mean? The guy with his name right now would be very, very famous if he didn't decide to do the same thing like Diesel Dave does. This guy screwed over NASCAR. And I'll throw the story out there. I'm a troublemaker, so if you understand the story, you'll understand where I was then. So I'm not going to go into detail explaining it. So there's a guy that I met, and I'm just going to give you his last name, Boswell. This guy built carburetors. This guy's a genius. He built carburetors for Edelbrock. He built the whole thing. It sold the patent to Edelbrock. This is things that people wouldn't know. They think, oh, Edelbrock built it. No, they didn't. Even Holly. No, they didn't. Machinists built the thing. They were subcontracted out to build. That's the trouble with people understanding this. And a lot of things nowadays in America get shipped overseas, and it's a bunch of bullshit built overseas in China and sent back. You know what I mean? Because of tooling there and cheap labor. You understand how things work. Boswell, he built multiple different carburetors for multiple different things. You know what I mean? He made snowblowers have efficient carburetors so you aren't burning up gas. Made chainsaws, carburetors, so you weren't sucking down gas. Built performance carburetors very well. Very, very well from what you're about to hear. So NASCAR gave this guy a bunch of money in a signed contract. You will build us a prototype carburetor. Then we'll take your blueprints and mass produce the damn thing. Or it'll be run for a few years in NASCAR and never be able to be sold to the public. And it will build it. If you know NASCAR goes by miles around a track, going consistently. This carburetor this guy built, what it would do, and NASCAR never got this carburetor. I might get in deep shit for telling people this, but I don't think I actually will. Why? NASCAR should actually pay me for telling this story. So what they did, this carburetor this guy built, there was 2 prototypes. It built fuel economy and horsepower, something that one or the other is always going to decide it's not going to happen. So this carburetor would build a large amount of horsepower and get run very well on less fuel. So if you understand the laps on NASCAR, it's less fueling up time. You know what I mean? This happened years ago. Okay, so somebody else probably designed a newer carburetor nowadays, if they're still running them or not. This guy Boswell built the 2 carburetors for him. Turned around and never gave NASCAR, and NASCAR's the one who funded this. He had a signed contract. Never gave them the carburetors. Never gave them the patent. And what happens is you go to prison because you had a signed contract for fraud. And that's what he went to prison for. Embezzling too. If you took a whole bunch of money from somebody and signed contract, that's embezzling. Can't do that. If you had a signed contract saying you build something for somebody and never did it and took all the money and ran, you know what I mean? Fraud. That's what he was sitting in prison for. I would know. Why? Because I watched the guy draw blueprints. Literally. I watched him draw blueprints. That's how I know carburetors. That's why I don't choose a carburetor. I know a better way about it. So, hearing that story, most probably won't see this, right? What happened was, when I got work release, right? Place that didn't have a fence around it. Believe that or not. We could go fishing in boats too. Like pool. Roam around. It was our choice if we wanted to walk away and get another few years, but we never did. So when I got work release, I started working at a landfill. And the loader operator that doesn't like me because of a Tonka truck, a rare Tonka truck that I gave away that somebody else sold dirt cheap, and he eBayed it. And I told him, and he never took it. I told him, I'm like, this thing's very rare. It's probably worth a significant amount of money. When he found out how much money that was, and he told me all about the NASCAR carburetor story and what happened with it. I actually know where one is. So if he didn't get rid of it, you know what I mean? Because he knows. So Boswell had an auction, sold off all of his stuff because he knew what was about to happen. And he knows what he can do. And I know what he can do. So if you understand that, there might have been a Boswell name out there making auto parts. Think of that. The guy's a genius. But the loader operator guy, he got mad because I took a compactor Tonka truck and gave it to their resale place guy, and they sold it. He eBayed it, seen how rare they are, looked it up, seen how rare this thing is, seen what it'd go for on eBay. And because he never took it, it sat there for 2 weeks. And I wanted it out of my way. He got pissed off at me because I gave it to the resale guy. Never took it. And I named that resale guy because his name was Mark. I named Skid Mark, and that name stuck with that guy. But the wheel loader guy got mad at me because I did that. Why? I wasn't allowed to turn around on eBay and sell something that I knew. I should have kept it myself. There's lots of stuff that I got to keep from there. You know what I mean? That I found that came in a landfill, and you'd be like, what? What? When small block Chevy competition, hooker competition headers get pitched for no reason, and they're not even in bad condition in the metal dumpster. Somebody literally did that. There was nothing wrong with it. You realize, like, how stupid are people? When somebody accidentally abandons, I should say, their steel leaf blower that's like maybe like a $400 or $500 leaf blower, 4-stroke. That's a good find at the landfill, because guess what? I don't know what happened to it. Shouldn't have left it here. It's a landfill. Loader ran it over. You know what I mean? Understand how that works? The hooker competition headers, you just look at the price for them for a small block Chevy. I knew exactly what they were as soon as I looked at the header flange. It's like, God damn. And then you look at them and see what's on them. It's like, oh, I thought those were cheap headers. Nope. Hooker competition headers, long tubes. I made $150 off those. Could have sold them for more. Because I run flow techs. But it doesn't look like she's going to join here. So I figured I'd give somebody something. Something to watch. Tell you about what's been going on. So I ain't got nothing going on. Not right now. And like I was just saying, is somebody in YouTube headquarters doesn't like me. Yesterday, it was like, it's like, what's going on? You know what I mean? I might as well just explain the whole story. Between October and November, and I removed one follower because he wanted me to do certain things, and that's what I gave him. And yeah, I brought in some views, but my cuts from my minority of my followers and subscribers, that's the stuff they want to see. That's the kind of stuff they want to see. People that come from my Lifted Burb page for my dogs. That's the stuff they want to see. I don't get so much views on the truck, if you understand that. Other than, or it just being media blocked where people can't view it. You know what I mean? Because there's so many people, and that's the problem with YouTube. There's so many people that do their one-time square body page, one-time square body video. And because people with their one-time square body video, I'll probably put this into a short. You can't get views on things. That's the problem. You can't get views. And then you got consistent issues with live playback issues. I don't think I'm having that big of an issue. I'll go back to it right now. I literally, these phones that I've been running here are kind of good. They just don't have the microprocessor and everything else like that. Well, I shouldn't say microprocessor, but they just don't have the ability my old phone did. And like what happened, I showed a couple when we got that cold snowstorm videos, and what happened was I scratched the back part, lens part, where my camera is. Bad. And I tried to record and you realize it. And it came in like really, really bad because the scratch went across the canvas. Then I cracked the screen because a dog decided to trip me and make me fall down my steps. So the phone went flying and hit a rock and happened to land perfect and cracked the screen on it. That's what happened. This live is delayed big time. I'm sitting there looking at it right next to me. But I don't get, because I said something to YouTube, this is what I believe is happening. When I first started, I had issues with the video. The watch time would never accurately collect on video, not shorts. And my first short is me walking to my truck with Lamb of God playing with Goliath. It's my first short that I had last year. I know that for a fact. And it got okay views, and I stuck with it ever since that, because my actual videos that I had up didn't get, they were taking views. There was one that I had just because it said Whistling Diesel. That's how bland people are. They watch it. So that's why I switched my profile account picture on here to that asshole. Why? Because he's got money to sprinkle around. Here, let's get paid by YouTube. Go buy a goddamn pontoon boat and hook it to a four-wheeler and trash it. Because that's what people want to see. I don't have to stage shit. Literally. I don't have to stage shit. That's what people don't like, actually. I know people that YouTube pages that I do follow that are awesome people, and they will work with other YouTubers. These Richie Ditzy lived all in the same subdivision. Mr. Beast, you know what I mean, living next door to Whistling Diesel and Diesel Dave, you know what I mean, hugging, and they all have their barbecues on the roundabout in their little subdivision, where YouTube sprinkles money down the road. The road's made out of YouTube money. You understand? Inbred. YouTube inbreds. I should say that. People say that shit about other people, but that's what I believe is, you know, they're all related and they're all tied into YouTube, where they're always gonna get paid. The small, you know, I mean, zeros given to any small page. People were coming up with this when they started doing shorts, and shorts got big last summer. When I was doing it, the video people that were big timers weren't liking it. Oh, why are we getting less views? Because shorts happen. That's why. They whined about it. And now everybody, like me, is getting the backlash from it. People don't want to see it or don't want to look at it. Why? Because all the direction automatically, if you notice it when you look short, your short shelf, you'll always see people with billions of views. And then you can go look at it. And you're like, how is this person getting millions of views? Think about it. Then you realize what I realized. Well, they're must be related to somebody or friends with somebody that sits at a YouTube desk. You got a YouTube desk. YouTube, you know what I mean? A YouTube algorithm PC that has a control button. I believe that. Believe that or not. If you understand what Twitter did to Donald Trump, some people might not like Trump. Some people might. Okay? I'm going to look at that whole subject as, and that happens to a lot of people, including on Facebook. Facebook's the one who started it. That's why I don't like Facebook, is because they're the ones who created that way of thinking. So it's called media blocking. YouTube does it. They might say they don't. They might say they don't have no control. But they accidentally put a fine phrase in an email to me, and it says, clear as day. Well, some pages, there's nothing wrong, or it's just like a, There's nothing wrong with your page. We had a whole team look at it. A whole team. And I'm reading this. Everything's working as intended. Then what they throw at the end is the confusing part. Well, we try out new things. Some people's pages come up very well. Some people's do very, very well, pretty much what they're saying. And some people, it just has a negative effect on. So there's a selection button. Think about that. Why would their system have any effect on anybody's page when they have 1 million views? When they have over 500 subscribers? How would their algorithm even affect that? Think about it. No, it doesn't affect goddamn anything. It's if you weren't going to tell anybody, show anybody this algorithm, big mass computer that they have, if you weren't going to ever show that to anybody and just get if this was their computer right here, this was this algorithm computer, and I told you this is the best thing without ever showing it to you and just consistently told people the same damn thing, people are going to try to believe it. But I don't believe it. I think it's a whole bunch of people sitting at computer desks, PCs, that have a control on algorithm. Think about it. Social media. You know what I mean? You're, okay, well, I don't want this person. They can't say they don't do it because I already know they do it. I've tried multiple different things to the point where I understand what they do. That's what they don't understand. So I have to have a fine choice of words here. So basically, when they said that to me, I caught on right onto it. It's like, so you do have control, because I can't really exactly tell you, because if I tell you, they're not going to show this to anybody. Or they might feel guilty. Or Google might just catch on to it, what they do to people. What they basically do is deliberately direct people. And there's multiple different ways of doing this too, which some are shady. They deliberately direct people to watching stuff. If you understand that. So if you search truck, almost guaranteed you're always going to get Whistling Diesel something. Even though you might have seen them on other platforms like Facebook, they're automatically going to direct you to him. Why? Because YouTube makes revenue off of him from ads. And if you knew how to control it, and if you were buddy-buddied with them and had a cut in it, best bet the views are going to be directed to him. Do you understand the scam here? The cryptocurrency guy, and I said this before, the cryptocurrency guy, what he was doing is taking people's money, convincing people to, hey, buy cryptocurrency, and he was using it literally for his own goodwill to keep them alive. It's a really good scam, I guess. Really good scam, I guess. But you got to understand it in my perspective about what goes on in YouTube is they don't want a small page coming up. Why? Because if all the small pages came up, that means they got to become friends with people like me. They got to look at me. Oh, he was poor. Now, I wasn't born with money. And the way YouTube is about is like, hey, I'm going to do the same thing as them. Why? Because that's what they do, and they became famous. So I'm at the point where it's like nothing gets viewed. You know what I mean? I was watching that yesterday, and then you send back feedback. Then you send back feedback. Then you send back feedback. Then guess what? Because you did it with a different account, then the views start counting. They were off. They were turned off, literally. I watched the one with my daughter that's about dads taking care of their kids 1,000 times yesterday until it finally started counting. Just think if 1,000 people watched that, views I didn't get. Think of that. Why? Because it's YouTube. They're gonna fuck with you about it. And it was doing it again today to me because I check. It's like, nope, you ain't collecting views. Even though you were told multiple times, the view counter is not collecting. Think about that with monetization now. Oh, hey, you know, I mean, there's two different ways of monetization, and plus, if you get 4,000 watch time hours, which videos aren't collecting even when they're watched, it's been doing that to me when I first started. And then you do the math, like I said, you do the math. You sit and count. It's like, okay, well, this is 20 minutes. It has been viewed 800 times. Then you pull it to calculator and you type, you put all that in there. Okay, this video has this amount of views and it's an hour long. Then you calculate that. That's the part that people don't understand. And when you count it, I should be being paid already. But I've been fucked over. Sometimes it counts and it never gives you the watch time. How's that happen? You know what I mean? Every time something's viewed, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If it was viewed 5 times, was an exactly an hour long video, that should be 5 hours of watch time, right? Never was collected. If a phone watched it, if a phone watched your live, this one right here, it watched 12 hours, should collect it, right? Nope. Even with a different account, nope. Even with my account, nope. You understand? Media. It's that selective. YouTube is selective of who gets monetized. They don't want people like me, like I said, getting monetized. I'm pretty sure, like, because they know I made this video, they're gonna be dicks to me. And I made other videos about it, and some I removed, had to delete. Because they're dicks. And they ain't gonna change anything about your account because you made something about them. They don't want people knowing what they do. Turn it down a little bit. So that's what's happening. Honest to God, truth about it. So if you go through shorts, this is the catch right here. Because, like I said, 15 people, this is why the comments are turned up. Negative comments. You know what I mean? I'd rather have a view. That's I'm sitting there stuttering. That's what people don't understand is they viewed your stuff, then they comment something negative. Guess what? You gave me a view. You know what I mean? Give me a view. Even though you don't care, you still take the time to comment. And when you're sitting there smashing the dislike, the problem with that is it doesn't matter. It's no different than hitting like. You know what I mean? If you think the dislike button is going to affect the page, it's not actually going to affect the page. It's not. Like these people that smashed, and that's the you know what I mean. I ain't going to show. Maybe I'll wait just a little bit more longer. I was going to turn the likes back on just to show people with their 15 dislikes. You know what I mean? With their 15 accounts, what they did. Because some they can't see how. Some of these shorts you can't see how many views there are. Exactly. Some of these shorts you can't see how many times it was liked on the other end because they disliked it 15 times. There might be. I got one for sure that has 1,000 likes to their 15. That's what they did for me. I got a lot actually. And then you go down the list, it's like 15 dislikes, 16 dislikes in a row. That's how you catch on to that. It's like, did they really switch accounts 15 different times and dislike my stuff? You know what I mean? It's the same names. It shows the same accounts. You know what I mean? It's people that are subscribed to me and then they unsubscribed and then they resubscribe and then they unsubscribe and then they resubscribe. It's actually funny on my part. And you know what I mean? That's why I could block them easily. It's like, dude, you're just helping me out. If you walked away and just forgot about it, maybe things would change. But you know what I mean? I'm not going away. Some of it has to do with my wife's side of people that she knows, family, okay? Kids that couldn't listen. I don't have to get into great detail. One kid for sure, the oldest, that didn't listen when me and my wife first get together. When we got together, I should say. And for 11 years, this kid has had it out for me. When I got with her mom, she was spoiled rotten. Let's just put it this way. How much a teenager can crap on their parents and consistently crap on their parents and continue to crap on their parents for 11 years is just unreal. The two oldest ones have crapped on my wife multiple times. And I know it's her kids, but the thing is, the things that they did are just really to her. We couldn't let the oldest go with to the grocery store. This kid would literally be, it's like you didn't have control over what you were going to eat. 16 fucking TV dinners. Fucking this. And then you look at the cart, it's like, because she got with me, right? And I'm certified in financial literacy, literally. And I'm looking at this, what are you doing, kid? I'm trying to manage money here. We don't have money for TV dinners. Those are a waste of time. We don't have money for your snacks. Her snacks. Not our snacks. Hers. It was a bunch of food. So everything got put back. Then I smoke. And the wife smokes. We're not obligated to support her kid's smoking habit. Oh, the fits were real. The fits were real. Almost an adult. Both the adults throw fits. Both of them threw fits like that. Both of them threw. Even her second oldest, because he couldn't get a video game, and we had him living with us till he was like 22. You know what I mean? Didn't have money. Worked, but didn't have money. You're buying me this video. I didn't go with. I literally didn't go with. Too busy watching my daughter. That's the young one is mine. Only kid I have. So these kids I'm talking about are stepkids. And they're just like, you can buy me this video game right at the cash register. You know how embarrassing that is? Very, very embarrassing. Like, no regard for anything. You know what I mean? Just completely disrespectful. And that's what these two older ones did to her. Literally. Like the things you'd be told to me. We made sure, the second one, we made sure, and it was like eye to eye with me. We made sure that every dish was dirty. What? Why? Why? That's disrespectful. It's completely disrespectful. Consistent things like this. You know what I mean? I could go on and on and on about it. So they're never going to understand. There's the two other ones, the two younger, her third and her, the two younger, well, not Kaya, not the Burblife kid. The two just above are the only ones that have adult responsibilities. Let's just put it that way. The one that I don't really talk to, but she has more responsibility with her kids than the oldest one. Let's just put it that way. The other one that's above Kaya has the most responsibility because she wasn't out getting pregnant and having kids. She got out on her own without help. So I like the two other ones, the two medium ones. You know what I mean? Third and fourth. You know what I mean? The third and fourth. The two that don't live here. Daughters, I should say. The one takes care of her kids. The other one went out, finished school, and has a valid job. That's what I like. That's what I like. You know what I mean? The other two oldest, for 11 years, like I said, the oldest has been fucking with me. Why? Because she was spoiled rotten and I always stepped over mom and it wasn't mom's money ever. When she was here, I gave her options and it didn't last long. This was 11 years ago and it's still being hammered in my face. Even till today. So the options were a very simple option. You're either going to get a job and work or you're going to school. Before she was here, didn't want to go to school. Guess what? Cost her mom for decades truancy tickets that she had to pay out of her taxes to a different state. Not here, a whole different state. And she still gets taxed for it. And the kid's an adult. There's nothing you can do about it. Literally. But at the same time, consistently worry about gotta try to get my mom back here to Snowville, you know, I gotta, you know what I mean? Why? And me and my wife both know why. So my wife could become a built-in babysitter, hands down. To, you know what I mean? Oh, I'm just gonna dump off my kid at my mom's. Built-in babysitter. Oh, by the way, let me take your cigarettes too while I'm leaving. That. The other one ain't ever gonna. The other one ain't ever, never, never coming around because of his own issues. I don't want him around. I don't think any adult would want him around. And we get hammered with that issue. I don't have to tell you why. Anybody that knows me would know why. And the oldest one, because it's her biological brother, is the only one that would stand on that. But at the same time, if it was somebody else, oh, fuck him. He's a bad guy. I know him. He lives right down the street. That's how it is. I know that guy. He lives down the street, and he's one of those people that you don't want around by kids. I know that guy. He's a bad guy. But my brother, he's not a bad guy. You understand now? I don't want that one around me, and I don't want him around my daughter. Because, you know what I mean? It might be, if he comes around again, it might be my hands like that. Okay, let's just put it that way. You're not coming around anybody that's young. Okay? Anybody. Hands down. I don't care if he's my wife's son. I don't care if they're my uncle, if they're a brother. I literally don't care. They should know right from wrong. Seriously, you should know right from wrong. That's just me explaining. But other than that, wow, that is delayed. Other than that, that's how delayed it can be. But actually, I restarted it, so I left, came back. So yeah, things that I need to do. All my junk here. Keep all my junk. So things I gotta do. I'm gonna try to get this done this year is these. These got to go in the truck. You know, they weigh about. I should start curling these. You know, they're about 50 pounds. Yeah, that's about 30 pounds. Those got to go in the truck. I got to get everything for that. Try to give them away. You do a giveaway on them, and nobody was interested. It was being media blocked every time I showed it. Oh no, like I was explaining. Oh no, YouTube's not going to allow you to do that. They'll let Diesel Dave do truck giveaways. Let Diesel Dave do truck giveaways that if you pay $50, you go on my Diesel page and you buy $50 worth of raffle. You know what I mean? Of a raffle. You're almost guaranteed to get something. And at the same time, I show him go to one of them lost mail, he never picked up in shipping kind of places where like they're like bins, one of them bin places. Like if you've been to one, some of them are really crappy. Like they got roaches in these bins. The mail, it was like stuff that came out of a semi trailer that rolled over, stuff that fell out of a shipping container. I'll show you actually. Yukon stub shafts. Guess where the guy got these from that I got them from. The guy still has a whole bunch of the longs for Dana 60. You're a truck guy, by the way. Get at me if you're interested in the Yukon long. He has other shafts too for other different axles. His Yukon had a trailer. That's my driver. Yukon had a trailer, like a whole shipment of stuff being sent to like somewhere, and the guy has a heavy duty wrecker. And what happened was the trailer got blown apart and all the trailer dumped out on the road and into the ditch, and everything got put into bins. And he went to a place and bought them. He seen what they're worth. So if you know things like that, there is semi trailers with off-road parts that you can get a deal on. And those stub shafts, I don't think you can even get them in the US right now because they're out of stock. You can get other stub shafts, but the Yukon ones, these ones, you need, there's only 2 different U-joints you can run in them. Because if you try to use the factory Spicer U-joint, they're going to hit your factory other shafts. So I need the other Yukon shafts. That unless you're going to do what I'm going to do regardless, is you can grind them down, but you need probably a Dremel and a lot of time. I gotta shut that off. Never mind. Halfway over again. So anyway, Diesel Dave, what he does is, it's basically what I was explaining. I sidetracked myself, sorry about that. Is he buys bins, and some of these people that have their own t-shirts. All they're doing is buying bulk t-shirts in these bin, you know what I mean? Buying bulk bin places that are popping up everywhere. They buy those in bulk, and then all they do is they throw their logo on it, and they didn't pay anything for a t-shirt really. Like there might be like a whole pallet that's full of goddamn t-shirts, multiple different colors. So what happened is, when you convince somebody to buy a truck, you know, I mean, this is like the stupidest scam, and you never see anybody like, yeah, look at my truck. Not even on TikTok. Look at this truck. I won this from Diesel Dave. There isn't any. And if there is anybody like that, it's usually with the person that's doing the giveaway standing right there. So what you do is they convince you to pay in $50 or less. The one for sure, I'll tell you about after this. It definitely is a scam. And I'll tell you why it's a scam. That you pay $50, right? And say, okay, 100,000 people pay $50. Think of the revenue you made on it. And to get away with fraud and make it so it's not a scam, you have to give somebody back a return something. So knowing that if you were caught on fraud on it, that nobody ever won a truck, you can argue the fact in court that you actually still got something for the money that you paid. So me explaining this helps people understand. And it's why he keeps changing things, because the government already knows he's a fraud. You know what I mean? They've probably been on to him for years, and that's why he got in trouble for desmogging diesels. You know what I mean? That's why the EPA, he's the reason why the EPA is hammering chops, because of the desmogging of diesels. because he was knowingly, willingly showing people stuff like that. You know what I mean? Telling them they had a TV show about it. So if you pay $50, right? $50, you get a T-shirt and a Matchbox car. Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, I got 3 people watching right now. They paid $50. I mean, I made $150, and they're supposed to win a truck. Pay $50, and this is the kind of shit you get in the mail. You know what I mean? Pair of shoes and this fucking bushing. Everybody gets the same damn thing. Nobody ever won a truck. And because he gave them something, it's not going to be held up in court very well, because you did theoretically get something for $50. So another one that I've seen, and this is the one I'm just going to tell you about for sure, is a fucking scam. You go on Facebook, it's all over social media, and this consistent thing's been up for months saying you're going to win it. And it's like the original, I think it's a Mitsubishi. The Fast and the Furious, first Fast and Furious. I think it's a Mitsubishi Eclipse, the one that gets blown up in it. It's like this original Fast and the Furious car. Guess what? Kids nowadays that love the Fast and Furious series probably didn't know that back in the day, every car dealership that was a Mitsubishi dealership sold a clone of that car everywhere with the same paint scheme. They even did it with I think it was like the one Fast and the Furious where they brought that I think it was a Mitsubishi Eclipse Spider. I think they have that convertible one. They even made that, and it was sold as a clone at every Mitsubishi dealership. So they're like, this rare, pay this, and you could win this rare car. That is a scam, because they sold it factory with that paint job. You could get it with that same Fast and the Furious paint job. That's what kids nowadays don't know. You know what I mean? You're going to pay for something that was sold. You can find it all over the internet, the same paint job. It's like one of the biggest scams. There's ones like, oh, if you pay in, you could win this Super Duty truck with a 5th wheel trailer, and it's got a skid steer or a mini excavator on it. When has anybody ever seen the person that won that? Like, oh, that black mini excavator. You know how many black mini excavators I see on Marketplace? You want to know the reason why they're black? It's because it's stolen. So why that dirt monkey dude sold his backhoe, the one that was painted black, because it was stolen. And you can get those in government auctions when they found stolen, and insurance auctions. Most of the time, they're sold on eBay. Most of them, yeah, like or Copart. They're like a government. Copart, I think, sells all kinds of different things. What else? GovPlanet. That GovPlanet is one of the better ones, and you can get military vehicles on there. You can get Humvees, voice equipment. If you want military vehicles, voice equipment can find you if you talk to them. Any type of like deuce, you know what I mean? You want a deuce and a half, 5-ton, you know what I mean? It's worth checking out. But anyway, thanks for watching. I'm going to get out of here because I'm over an hour already. Thanks for viewing. You know, just me going on a rant.